Hello and welcome back. This is Sumber. You are watching the latest episode of my Dominions multiplayer game, playing all Warhammer nations. I'm playing as Cathay, so we've got all 26, I think it is, nations in. It is turn number 20. Let's see what happens. We've got a couple of throne claims. Get the clans together. The Orc War Boss has claimed the throne of the Second Age in the name of Warhub. So this is Bone Nose. I've got the throne of the Second Age. I think the throne of the Second Age was claimed earlier on, but I can't remember if that was by them and they lost it or by somebody else. I'm really not sure. Athelwolf the Marauder Scout has claimed the throne of Bones in the name of Illadine, Master of Revelry. Illadine is one of the Chaos Nations. I can't remember which one though. But yeah, one of the Chaos Nations. Possibly Zinch. Pachars cast Animate Terracotta Pikeman. That was 10 fire gems for. 5 fire gems for 10 Terracotta Pikemen. That's to try and help us take the underwater province as quickly as possible. I don't know that our forces can be able to do it, but we'll see. I cast Distill Gold, and that's using the gems from the Hekara, so we'll have to send them some gold. And we found a magic site in the Three Pine Grove. It's an overgrown lake. The overgrown lake. I'll check on that later, so I don't spoil anything. But I think Overgrown Lake is one water, one nature, but I'm not sure. It could just be one water, or just one nature. John Quee, the herbalist, whiffed, and we've got another whiff there on the site searches. But we're still managing to get like one a turn, which is a decent pace. We see a battle in Bitra. This is the very, very tough Norscan Sacred stack. So again, Scary Bless on them, Fear and Awe. They do have some injuries amongst their chosen. They don't have recuperation, so they can't fix themselves, unlike the Bearstruck and the other Sacreds they have there. Is this just villains? Yes, so these guys are going to get flattened by the Bearstruck. I think they'll do it all on their own. Bearstruck with that bless. I mean, they don't have very high protection, but they've got the invulnerability built in. And then just, 3 attacks, Fear and Awe, they're just going to go straight through that formation like it's nothing. Yeah, there we go. The Fear just routed them. They only had to kill a couple. Well, they got the idea, right? Chased off some bandits. A battle in Grey Mountains. This is Black Crags, Greenskins attacking the Beastmen. It's just province defense here. Black Crag has got a bunch of Orc Boys, and is that some big uns I see in there as well? Orc Boys, some Black Orcs, and they've got very cool some Stone Trolls. That's actually just a small boulder, easy to confuse with the Stone Troll. This is the Stone Troll. They've not quite scripted that right. He's a little bit out on his skates there, but he should be fine because it's weak enemies. 2 experience stars, so they've had these Stone Trolls for a while, probably. They may have got them from a promotion event. It is possible to get some that way. So yeah, easy win for them there. They lose anything? Nah. Every time Greenskins win fights like that, I mean here it doesn't really matter because both these bosses are in their rising status, so it doesn't really do them any particular good. But getting experience on their bosses is just really good for the Greenskins. Constant fighting. We attack the Beastmen as well. This is our kind of punitive attack on them. They did attack us first. They deserve this from our point of view, and they are filthy Beastmen. So we've got mostly ranged troops, and then we've got some terracottas up front who will get blown to pieces if they make contact with the enemy. There are a few enemies here, but it's basically some province defense and a few leftover Gauls. I might have to put a sound effect on these guys firing. I don't really like the fire sound effect. It's too loud, but I might put a quieter sound effect on them because it's really disconcerting when they fire and it makes no sound effect whatsoever. But I don't want to put a loud one on like I've put on the fire rain wagon. Anyway, these guys here are immune to fire pretty much. They have 10 fire resistance. Well, not immune, but it doesn't do much to them. But the crossbow bolts hitting them in the back is going to hurt them. So that's a fairly straightforward one. What do we lose? 6 terracotta. That's not the end of the world. We have a battle in Embracer. So this is our 2 Dragonblood Lords. There they are. They're on 2 experience stars each. They should have not much problem with these Tritons. I always overestimate how dangerous enemy underwater stuff is because I'm used to fighting it Like, I tend to go in before I'm prepared enough. But these two, with the stuff they're casting, I think they're just not going to take any damage. Let's see if they take any damage during this fight. If they do, it's going to be because of their fatigue. But the horse isn't fatigued, the longbow. So let's have a look. They're not going to kill terribly quickly, but the eruption mace will help with that. So he's kind of killing a square every round. We're about to rout. Oh, got some whiffs. Right, did we take any damage? No, and no. Not a single bit of damage, which is good because they can do a bit of poison, of course, with their spears. Which, could cause afflictions or something annoying. We get a battle in the Mountains of Madness. This is Altdorf attacking Tomb Kings. I think, so I didn't have a scout there, but I think Tomb Kings attacked Altdorf first. This is actually really good news for us because I was worried Altdorf would have all these troops at a loose end right next to my border, and it just hasn't happened that way. They were obviously moving them earlier on to fight the Tomb Kings. So what do we got here? This is good force building, I would say, by Altdorf. This is a strong sign from them. They're using demigryphs. Not a huge number of demigryphs, but enough that they can beat a defensive force. They've got a backup group of some infantry and things to catch, hold, attack, rear. And again here. And yeah, this is a pretty good setup, it looks like. Tomb King's very low commitment here. We've got, a tiny scrap of province defense, and then we've got some presumably attack rear chariots, which can be very effective. But chariots are completely ineffective against the. So they'll work against the Order Knights, but they are no good against the demigryphs, really, because they're size 6, and the chariots themselves are only size 6. So they cannot trample them. It's no damn good. So they are going round, and they're going to hit this group at the back. Now, hold on. If they kill the commander, have they only got the one commander present? That is possibly not a good move. No. They only have the one commander present, but they do also have a scout present, and the scout is over here, so they would have to kill both of them to cause a rout. Which they could do, but at the moment they're going for the commander. So his commander's probably going to die, and they'll kill all these swordsmen. Meanwhile, these guys are over here just stomping everything. What happened to Nehikara's leader? Oh, they had a scout present. Both sides making use of a scout here actually is really important. It stops a side route from happening because they lose all their commanders. So yeah, but it's kind of clever usage from both of them of scouts. Something I should do more often when I don't have that many military leaders present. But yeah, the cavalry, the demigryphs easily defeat the chariots. Still, it's casualties on both sides, which is probably best for us. Some swordsmen getting killed. Oh, they did lose a demigryph. That's interesting. This is a low commitment to kill a demigryph. I guess heavy cavalry or something? I didn't really see what happened, but they lose one. And then we attack in Oblshin. This is the farm province, so we committed a stronger force. It's also next to the enemy capital. Big hail of shots at the start. So this is similar. We're just going to easily plough through these guys, but we're probably going to lose some of our upfront troops to friendly fire. That's just how this army is set up. These are mercenaries, so whatever. Ooh, shooting my own cavalry. Not great. And we swarm over their archers and things, kill their rear line, and a bit more friendly fire. Did I lose any cavalry? That's the only thing that would really bother me. A Jade Lancer. Yeah, one lost his mount. Okay. And we lost an Iron Body Monk. It's, that's a bit more losses than I'd like, but it's a high-level province, and this was a little bit of province defense here as well. There's 20 province defense. 20, 21, something? 20 probably. Unexpected event in Nern, a calf born with 3 heads. Okay. Northia, a barbarian horde attacks, lose 1,000 population. Not great. I'll probably lose the province to that. Squirrel Point, some people are just disappearing. We've destroyed the gnawing rats in Northia, which sucks if we then lose it to barbarians, but it's nice to get rid of them. Dunes of Death, we lose some dominion. Bright Gate, lose some population, and gain an order. And okay, that kind of works out okay. Miratrand, a glorious temple in honor of Study Hard Day Day Up, Prince of Horses. I gain a temple, but I lose the entire tax income. That's a very good trade. The tax income's not going to be above 200, is it? So gaining a temple, very nice. It's not in a crucial province, Miratrand, but Dendra Nigra, we get a high priest and 50 militia. You know, for having misfortune, we have been pretty lucky with our events, especially the gold ones. Like, a high priest is nice because we could always use more priests out there blessing, and if we do get into a war with Vampiria, just as many holy commanders as possible to be throwing out banishment would be good. Worldwide event: the dead rise and march to the Lord that sits upon the throne of bones. Wow, feeling a bit Nagashi. Might delete later. There was a battle in Bitra. This is the this is Norska. Norska are attacked. Oh, wow. So their force that's been going around and clearing up independence, this force here, that was specifically built to beat up a bunch of knights, and is very capable of doing so, is being attacked by a bunch more knights in a complete, like, random event. I've got to say, knights usually very scary, like, great stats and everything. But I don't think they stand a chance here. I don't think they're going to do anything. Maybe they'll kill one or two things, but the Chosen are really, they're in good condition. They've got the bless for this. So the horses are going to do nothing, the fear is going to kick in, and the Chosen hit really hard. They can kill some knights. The Bearstruck maybe will get injured, but... So we get some lance charges. A bunch of it just gets stopped by ore, because they've only got, even a Knight Commander has only got 13 morale. It's going to get caught by ore quite a lot. And they got their profit there too. You watch how quickly this all falls apart. Yeah, the horses just rout. This is the fear, leaving the riders behind, and then, yeah, very, very effective. That's very cleanly done. What a good bless. This is a kind of an interesting bless because it's terrible against Vampiria. It does nothing. Aura and fear do nothing against Vampiria for the most part. They don't do anything about ranged attacks, so I've got a very strong incentive at the moment because of having two neighbours that I don't want to be fighting in melee. I've got a very strong incentive to just make a lot of crossbows and so on, so particularly crossbows. So I'll probably be doing that. Then we have a battle in Northia. This is the Barbarians. Luckily, these are Barbarians with mauls, who are significantly worse than Barbarians with greatswords. How many commanders have we got? 2. We've got the Barbarian Lord and we've got a Barbarian Chief. We've just got some province defense. This is winnable, and the reason why is 8 morale. They can survive long enough, if they do a bit of damage as well, they can survive long enough. Even militia can get some repels on barbarians. Now, they won't live long in combat, but it'll keep them alive a bit. You can see their arms sort of flickering, their animations flickering as they're trying to repel. If they can stay alive long enough and just do a little bit of damage with the bows, and a little bit of damage in melee, we could see a rout. Maybe not so far. But the repels are working okay. Some more some more shortbow hits. Ah, there it is. There's the route. So we still have to deal with this chief. We still have to deal with this lord. Chief's down. Lord's berserking. He'll probably kill one or two more things. But he's just going to get harassed out like he's got no defense. He hasn't got enough protection to survive. Yep. That was very lucky. That's nice because we don't lose, this province where we've just gotten it back from rats. We bought Magnus's crossbows and we re-upped on the other mercenaries, the swordsmen. They're over in Obelshin now. So what are we doing this turn? Well, I'm not continuing my attack into the beastmen. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is basically I just want to be conservative here and not lose troops. That's pretty key. 2 is I don't really want to kind of provoke a fight with Black Crag at the moment, and these provinces, like this one's good, Solam. I could try and join up my forces in Solam. How likely are Beastlands to attack into Solam? I don't know. It's an interesting question, because in Obelshin, we can gather together a bunch of stuff, and we've got defense, and it's already got gnawing rats, so I would like to get that unrest down, get rid of the gnawing rats so they don't spread into Kunaral or Squirrel Point. If the beastmen attack, which I don't think they would, that would be a strange move. They do have their big army in their capital, but that would be a slightly odd move to attack into Obershin. But they might do it. If they do attack, I need to win it as decisively as possible. So we've got our province defense. We've got a lot of stuff here that it should be enough to win, but we would definitely take some casualties. I'm betting they won't attack Obershin, but if they do, I'd rather win it. I could go to Solam, but I think that's a more likely move if they were going to move their entire army out, would be to try and stop me in Solam. So, but again, they're probably not going to do that. I don't want to fight them in the forests. I think I leave Solam and wait and see what happens, and just patrol in Obershin. So that's what I've done. We're just patrolling there. We're preaching there. We're moving more troops in, more priests in. From this, we can't move in our big stack of archers and the rocket, but we can move in a bunch of terracotta and a bunch of sky lanterns because they're high movement. They just go round into Obershin. So yeah, that's our whole stack that we're leaving in Obershin. Pretty good. Plus 20 points of PD, which gives us some stuff. It's not great province for PD, but it's okay. Heavy infantry are okay. Continuing to build a fortress here. A couple of months remaining on that one. I'd like to get kind of castles and stuff on my others, but I just haven't had spare cash. Well, I have, but I haven't really prioritized building castles and things. I could do it up here if I got a spare commander. Well, what are we recruiting? Somebody could do it up there. I'm moving a bunch of forces to Bay Pond, which may seem like a strange maneuver, but I do have this stack who are now at a loose end just sat on my border, and I'd like to project a bit of strength up there. This is quite tempting to them, to just see empty provinces like this. And I want my people nearby to be able to react either this way or this way, but not be too far that they can't react going over to here. So gathering up some forces in Bay Pond where they will basically just patrol. It's tons and tons of monks, and we've got our good cavalry and so forth. We can get everyone under the command of our Dynast General, which is useful to us, particularly if we're going to be fighting people who've got fear and awe. We need as much morale as possible. I'm also sending over my High Priest. In the capital, I'm recruiting another Dragonblood Lord. It's way past time. We need to get more of these guys. And I'm recruiting lots of crossbows because there's two enemies which crossbows are very good against. Norska and, well, very good against, I'm not sure, but necessary to use lots of crossbows against those two factions. And I would say crossbows are also useful against beastmen. Well, beastmen probably are not going to be relevant for very long, but either of the greenskin factions is vulnerable to crossbows as well. Down here I've spotted that Bone Nose have gathered an amphibious force of Ictiids. They may be about to attack into Boat Eater, which is a slightly tougher water province. They may be waiting for a turn, but I imagine that they're going to attack into Boat Eater this turn. On the off chance they don't attack into Boat Eater this turn, at that point I would have to go, okay, if I attack them that would be war, so I have to leave that alone. I'd like to get the Boat Eater province, so what I'm doing is moving my two Dragonbloods back to Cathay. Later on, they'll go and search these water provinces for gem sites, but right now they're going back to Cathay. From there, they can go to Boat Eater, or they could go anywhere else that's necessary. So it's good to just have them in my capital anyway. But right now, back to Cathay. If the Ictiids don't attack Boat Eater this turn, if they're building up a bit more, I go into Boat Eater because I'm confident I can beat the things that are in Boat Eater, or I could beat all of the Ictiids, or both, using the two Dragonbloods. And that would definitely be in my interest. I don't really want them in this province. But it's nice to have both of these. This is extra income. And of course, you can get Imperial Harmony underwater as well. So we've already got some of it there, getting some extra province income. I think we must be one of the richer factions in the game just because of our scales and the Imperial Harmony, and that we've managed to keep unrest down. We're not overcome by gnawing rats and things. So I think we've been doing very well on money. And we're doing tons of alchemy, so we're probably much wealthier. Are we parlaying that into good mage advantages and research? Dunno, but we do have multiple forts up producing mages right now, so we're working on it. We're working on it. All been kind of economy building and not very much of anything else. We have, because we haven't lost very many wars, we do have a big and powerful army. It's spread around, but we do have a strong army that can do some good work for us. Priorities: getting this fort up, being ready to be attacked, getting the water provinces if we can. Uh, on that note, this is the force that's going in up here. 34 pikemen and swordsmen. The swordsmen are definitely the worst option underwater. And these horsemen. I think that I'll lose, but I want to try it, and I think it's kind of fun to do. So I'm going to try and beat the shark tribe up there. I don't think there are 60 of them. I think that's an overestimate. But we'll try. If we fail, obviously later on we can send in the Dragon Bloods if we want to. I don't think they can travel from Cathay to there, but they could travel over to East and go and do that. They're very useful, the Dragon Bloods. There's a lot of options, things we can do with them. We're claiming the throne down here. That's a throne that we really did want to get. That's really important. That's one of the reasons I want to have that fort there, is that I just don't want that throne going down during a war. I want those monks with the extra +2 strength. It's really good. A bit of preaching, but we've already got it into our Dominion. I would like to get Dominion on Spire Woods as well. How likely is that to happen? You know, I'll send a priest over there and preach. Why not? Get some temple checks over there. I think that's it for this turn. It's really not a huge amount going on. We're still playing quite conservatively, but I'm feeling relatively happy with our economy and everything. Just that upkeep is getting high, isn't it? It's getting really high. Let's look at the upkeep costs. What's a big upkeep cost we have? Iron Body Monks, yes, fine. But I mean, that I don't want. 23 upkeep for 50 militia. I want to get rid of that. Jade Crossbowmen, fine. Sky Lantern soldiers are expensive, I will say. And Fire End Wagoneers are, but such is life. And then obviously quite a bit of upkeep just on commanders. But our commanders are not really that high upkeep. It's really the kind of accumulation of all these troops. Alright, that's everything for this turn. Let's see what happens. Oh, hold on. I promised that I would go and look what that site was. It was in Three Pine Grove, and Overgrown Lake gives you 1 nature, 1 water. So finding one like that's amazing. That's doubled our nature income, just finding that one site, and increased our water income. Our water income's looking good, isn't it? +5, but really Earth is our best. That's interesting, we haven't got much air income. I do have some mages being sent out to search. I guess I should be sending the air mages out to search, honestly, to get that air income up. Where's a good place for air mages to go? I mean, I know mountains are very good for them. Do I have a highland? I have highlands, but they whiffed on it. That's already being searched by my astral mage, who's got a bit of air, so I'm going to go to Wraither. And since I'm sending him to Wraither, he's going to be on retreat orders. I need to be careful with mages. You know, it's just a little bit of housekeeping. Okay, that's really the end. See you next turn. It's turn number 21. Completed our research in alteration and 2 levels of conjuration. We just want to get to conjuration level 3. And then we will have access to Phoenix Power and Earth Power, both of which we want, and also Fire Elementals, which could potentially be useful. Then we're going to enchantment level 5, so I can get Terracotta Horseman, and more importantly, Temple Guardian Beast. I want to get some Temple Guardian Beasts going, they're cool. And eventually, of course, we want to wake up some Terracotta Sentinels, get to those at some point, although we don't have that much fire gems income at the moment. We have claimed a throne. This is the one that gives us extra strength, so that's good. The Wood Elves, Athel Loren, have claimed the Throne of War, which I think was owned by somebody else before. We found a magic site in Sulfuria. Starlit Pond is 1 astral gem per turn, 1 astral pearl per turn. We whiff on a lot of searches, that's unfortunate. Altdorf has a new prophet, and then we get some battles. So, Beastmen attacking Black Crag, a fairly strong force. Interestingly, this force is basically all sacreds, because it's got loads of Gaves and Minotaurs. But he does not have anyone to bless them. But I don't know that it's going to matter, because this Black Crag force is not very powerful. Got some archers, got some squid coppers. Squid coppers will probably do some damage and kill the Gaves. Maybe they'll kill the giant or some of the Minotaurs. But overall, I would say they're going to lose because the squid coppers are not going to be able to stand up to Minotaurs. There's a massive gulf in troop quality there. He's got some black orcs, but not much, and a few archers. The giant. This is good use of the giant, I would say. Good scripting. You want the giant to just be hopping in and doing some damage. See, he pops in, he splats something, and then the troops move past him, so he doesn't get surrounded. So let's speed this up. And the Black Orcs will not last at all. And that's that. So they take back a province, they lose 6 Gaves and 2 Minotaurs, but a very effective victory there. They can't keep doing that because they don't have enough territory to replace their losses, but it's not bad for now. Ogres in Bone Land attacking some Indies. Oh, it's just some wolves and dogs, so they're going to win that one. Yep, no casualties. The Sinks, we get a battle between Kislev and Nehekara. So Nehekara is in a war with Altdorf, which I think they started, and it seems like Kislev has also attacked them. We can look at Kislev's Bless here. Can we? What got blessed? These bears got blessed. They have magic weapons, poison resistance, and ethereal. That's a very interesting bless. That's very, very unusual. Poison resistance. I think that's kind of cool. Like, ethereal and magic weapons is an interesting combo. Against Nehekara, ethereal's not so good as it would usually be. These are like all sacreds. But Nehekara does have various troops with magic weapons in their roster. They got a lot. Their ordinary guys don't have it, but like their Tomb Heralds have it, their Tomb Guard have it, and so on. Their Tomb Kings, all of those have them. So a lot of magic weapons available, so the Ethereal's not good against those, but it would work against chariots. And the scuttlebutt is that a bunch of chariots did get killed by some Kislev sacreds. Ethereal's pretty effective on the bears, though. Against stuff that's not got magic weapons, it makes them a lot more durable. And obviously on the bear cavalry, it's a pretty tough stack of sacreds. Did they lose anyone? Nope. Then we've got a battle in Elkland. This is Nehekara taking over an Indie province. They lost to werewolves because of the Throne of Beasts. It's just some chariots and some Necropolis Knights. Very straightforward, really. What's up with you? You got a crippled chariot. Yeah. So they should absolutely flatten the werewolves. Shouldn't be a problem. They might lose a couple because the werewolves do hit very hard. Oh, well, this is actually the impact of the chariots was not really heavy enough. So this has gone wrong for them. Maybe they weren't expecting to run into these werewolves, I'm not sure. The Necropolis Knights are doing much better than the chariots, but they don't perhaps deal enough damage to get through the werewolves. I'm not seeing any poison. Just kind of interesting. Oh, one of the mounts has gone. I think they might have lost this one then. I was looking confident, but... Oh. The werewolves win only just. That's quite unfortunate, isn't it? Well, then we have a battle in Beastlands. This is a very big battle, so we're going to watch this all the way through. So the Greenskins they got some Night Goblins, a couple of Fanatics, and they've got loads of Black Orcs and Orc Boys. Orc Boys and Black Orcs in about equal numbers. They've got a couple of Stone Trolls, and then we've got some Archers. I mean, some, they're Goblins, so each of these stacks is 5 of them, so it's actually more than it looks like. And we've got a couple of bosses. No mage support. Could do with more missile weapons, honestly. This whole space being filled up with Goblin Archers would be good for them. Because Beastmen don't have the best defenses against it. Now, the Beastmen have got a very high quality army here. I would say a higher quality army than the Orcs, and they've got good numbers. So they've obviously got a lot of province defense here. They've got lots of Gors, some Ungors, and loads of warriors. They've got one of their unique heroes, Malagor the Dark Omen. Very useful. They've got some mages. This is their capital, after all, and they've got their god, Earl of Sorcery. So lots of backup stuff. And up front, then they've got more Gors. We've got a very scary Doom Bull. Stonefoot, I think, is like really up there in the Hall of Heroes. Loads of Minotaurs, but they're all going to be blessed. And the bless is magic weapon, spirits out of dreams. The bless is not really that important for winning fights. It's more to deal with counter-specific things they were worried about, I guess. We've got some Gaves, and we've got more Gores, and we've got some Centigores. They've also got a fair few Bestigores. Bestigores really are quite high quality. High protection, good at fighting, hit very hard, 2 attacks. Yep. They're a match for the Black Orcs for sure. Very similar in some ways. So let's just watch the lines clash. We've also got a Giant in front. The Giants are positioned a little bit far forward maybe, but the Minotaurs are fast, so they'll probably catch up. So Fanatics go in and obliterate some stuff. Yeah, Centigores get killed by Fanatics. Trolls not quite positioned correctly, so they're going to get killed. And then we get a big clash here. So let's pause for a second and have a look at this big clash. So Minotaurs over here are going to win, for sure. Minotaurs and Gaves are going to beat these remaining boys. I would say they're going to crush the Black Orcs along here. Orc boys in the middle against the Giant is less good. These Black Orcs down here, and they have Experience Stars too, are going to beat this line. Bestigores are good, but Black Orcs with Experience Stars, and there's enough of them, they will beat this side. So basically what's going to happen is the Beastmen are going to crush in here, the Black Orcs are going to crush in here, and then they'll end up fighting along here. They've got their Giant actually quite well positioned. He did take a hit, but let's have a look. He's already hit an Orc boy, missed with a stomp. Well, he's doing his fear though, which is going to help them. So let's put it on slow and we'll just watch. And then they've got all their extra troops of lower quality coming in behind. So it's looking very good for the Beastmen. They've just got the numbers and the quality. I think the Orcs maybe underestimated how much stuff they had because they hadn't seen it out in the field. They hadn't seen all of these Minotaurs probably. The Minotaurs are just hacking away. As we've said, the top has collapsed. The Orc boys are all dead. This bit's collapsed. These lower quality troops are going to get chopped out of the Black Orcs. But in the middle, the Minotaurs are holding. And look at that Giant. Crazy. Just damage flying out from the Giant there. So they've broken through, but they're going to move up. And they've completely broken through up there. They could have used more archers for sure. Got some smites coming in from the Prophets. But this is really a fight of muscle against muscle. Blesses are not really a big impact in this, and neither are spells. This is just who's got the beefier boys. And the Beastmen have brought more of the beefy boys. I think the Orcs are going to rout shortly. The Black Orcs are holding really well, but they've totally collapsed up there, and obviously they're taking all these hit point casualties down here could cause a rout. The Goblins are just slaves, so they don't count for as much, but yeah, it's over for the Black Orcs now for sure. They're just getting swarmed. And then we've got a side rout. So the Orcs are routed, which means that all these Black Orcs don't really get to fight. You know, lots of them never really got to do anything. But they're slow. They're not going to escape. They're all just going to get chomped by the Beastmen. So let's just watch on fast forward Benny Hill style. We'll just watch the remaining Orcs getting decimated. And they're going to... Ooh, what have we got here? Is this a war boss? Yeah, got a Black Orc war boss that might get killed here too. It's pretty valuable. Got some mind burns coming out from the Idol of Sorcery. And those Orcs are just getting stomped. So pretty catastrophic loss. Black Crag. Beastmen live on defending their capital. Is that good or bad for us? I'll come to that in a moment. Battle in Blue Beauty. So this is our terracotta attempts to take over the Shark Tribe. Well, the Shark Tribe aren't very good. However, they go berserk. And going berserk is going to make a big difference. And the slashing weapon guys kind of suck. Also, some of these guys are taking damage. I hadn't realised some of these are a bit beaten up, these terracotta swordsmen. I think I haven't sent enough. I think I needed more than this. I'm sure we'll kill some. Let's watch. Just put it on fast forward. Okay, so this is going well at the southern bit. The horses are getting overwhelmed and killed. We've killed a fair few. It's close. It's close, but we are losing. Yeah. And now we rout, of course, because they're all berserk. They did not rout. Our commander runs off, and our remaining terracottas get killed. Okay, so how many did we kill? 26 out of 44, so more than half. If we brought a force that large in again, we would win. So we can bear that in mind. Our commander retreated successfully, which is important. Right, events. 3 Pine Grove, the dead rise from their graves, so we need to fight them in there. Score a point. It is said that there was once an order of knights in the land. They were destroyed by their own weakness. When the Grandmaster fell to temptation, the fallen knights have now returned from hell. That is a demon knight attack. That is very scary. Muspel, we caught a squire, so we know that we're going to have a large-scale attack of knights. I think it's 4d6 knights we're going to get exploding. So Muspel needs defenses against the knight attack that's going to come next turn. In Obelshin, we lose 5 defense to rats eating them. And we lose 10 defense to mouldy food. My god, so we lost 15 defense in Obelshin. Lucky we didn't get attacks there. Narian Sea, some people left and it's been polluted. Whoops. Worldwide event has recurred. So growth +3, big income bonus for everyone across the world. Means a bunch of forests are probably going to spring up as well. But Dominion -2 to everyone. It's not such a big impact to us, but that's a huge amount of Dominion loss over the entire world. That's going to be really bad for like Tomb Kings, the Chaos Nations that have Dominion-based recruitment, things like that. Anyone with Dominion-based mechanics is gonna suffer a bit from that. But shouldn't affect us too much. We don't really rely on our Dominion to do that much. And then we see some battles. Golem what is this? Undead. Oh, it's the undead spawned from that event are attacking some Tomb Kings, and they lose that. The Tomb Kings are not having much luck against random independent attacks. Scraw Point, this is the Demon Knights. Unfortunately, I thought I'd moved these troops, but I've apparently left a bunch of troops behind, and they are double-starred crossbows, so it sucks. We're going to lose all of these, and we're obviously going to lose our Fire Rain Rocket that we've had since the very start of the game, I believe. Yeah, so that sucks. These guys are a tough matchup. Fear, amazing stats, very high protection, 20 hit points. Obviously, the Demon Steeds also got 28 hit points. They got good magic resistance, and they're fire immune. So, very hard for us to deal with. Probably not one we're going to deal with for quite some time. And I doubt we're going to kill any of them here. They're just going to absolutely annihilate us. Yeah, pointless loss of a bunch of our guys. But that's life. So, did we kill anyone? What did we lose? We killed a Demon Knight, and we lost. But yeah, 18 high-level Jade Crossmen just kind of suck. But this could have been worse. If we'd had a bigger army there, it probably still would have lost. And then we'd just lost more guys. Three Pine Grove, we're attacked by the undead, but we do have some troops at Three Pine Grove. We've got our mercenary crossbows were present, and we've got a little bit of province defense and stuff. So we should be fine. Let's just put it on fast forward. These are not particularly high quality undead we have to fight here too. There you go, here we go, our crossbows. Oh, guys, animated a giant tree as well, that's cool. So yeah, it wasn't totally one-sided, but didn't lose any of our Jade Crossmen, lost some of our Mercenary Crossmen, that's fine. So what are we doing this turn? Well, basically I'm playing conservatively over here. I want the Beastmen to fight the Orcs. I could go for their capital. I would probably win with this army, but I don't want to lose a bunch of stuff and barely have control of this, and then because apparently Khorne are also attacking the Beastmen, having Khorne and the Orcs contesting me for that. It would be easy. There's no fort there. They could easily contest me for that cap. I'm going to play conservatively. I'm going to stay in Obelshin. I'm going to stop the Beastmen from causing any problems for me, and I'm going to let them fight with the Orcs. Hopefully they exhaust each other. That's the plan. So we're just patrolling and preaching there. You can see lots of places have just lost Dominion, so we're sending priests around to preach in those various different places. The Bone Nose tribe did not go into Boat Eater. They're probably gathering more forces, so we are sending in our Dragon Bloods, and we should win that in Boat Eater. I'd be shocked if it went wrong, but it could do. We've got another Dragon Blood Lord that we're recruiting this turn, as well as some monks. We're having kind of lower levels of troop recruitment because we need to spend money on labs. So we've got a lab going up in Spring Spire. We will have a lab at some point going up in Kunaral. Oh no, we're doing it this turn. So we're doing 2 labs this turn. That's where all of our money went. We are forging a flask of holy water for our new Dragon Blood Lord to fly around with, because just having those is useful. We have got more troops here. We've got more clay soldiers, terracotta soldiers, and we're sending more terracotta soldiers from outside. Including, we're moving a bunch to here as well. We're just moving lots of terracotta up here to try and take this province. It may be that it's pointless and we're just going to send our Dragonbloods, but I want my terracotta soldiers over here anyway, because I think they're going to be useful against the vampires, who I feel like they're going to attack me. So we'll see about that, but it does seem likely. I would really like to recruit loads of crossbowmen and things, but at the moment, I can't really afford it because I'm doing these labs. But next turn we will have a fortress up over here. Obviously, we've now taken the Throne of Might, which is really good, and we're preaching and so on over there. What else are we doing? So we're attacking Boat Eater. I don't think we're attacking any other places. Oh, Muspel is going to be attacked by knights, so we're sending a big force to deal with them. And this gives us a chance to get rid of our militia that are just eating up upkeep at the moment, and they'll just catch all the lances, and then we can kill the knights with this stuff. We've got plenty of monks and things. We don't have a lot of blessing going on, but we do have the monks and whatnot present. So we should be able to beat the knights fairly easily in Muspel with not that many casualties. That's the hope. I still think at any moment Norsca and the vampires are likely to attack, so I'm trying to keep troops available. I don't want everything to get locked down in this fight, so I might, after I've done a turn of patrolling in Oblshin and I'll see what the Beastmen are doing, I might hop back to Kunaral. We can always jump back into Oblshin and knock it over, but I don't have a big investment in Oblshin. You can see how high growth is everywhere. It's big money everywhere, and Oblshin's worth a lot. It's been under Beastman control for a while, so it's got a high population. 149 income currently, and that's with a bit of unrest. So we do want to hold on to that. I'm just less bothered about trying to get Solam or any of these other things. I'm just going to play it conservative. We're going to give up on Squirrel Point. It's not worth fighting the Demon Knights for that province. It's got a Canyon of Sand, but whatever. So yeah. And then anything anywhere else? More site searching going on, and that is it. Oh, we're also animating some more terracotta pikemen up in our kist, so we will have more terracotta pikemen next turn. How many are we going to have? We're going to have these guys, and then we're going to have 10 more pikemen. Is that enough to take Blue Beauty if we go straight back in? Don't know. We'll see. I'll decide when the time comes. I might wait one more turn to avoid a repeat of that somewhat disastrous attack, but the sooner we get it, the better. After I've taken Boat Eater and Blue Beauty, what are we doing next? Well, we could look for a war. A war might come to find us, to be honest. But also, it would be good to sort of sit back and improve our infrastructure more and really get our research cracking, because some of our enemies have not been able to do that much research. I think the Orcs and Beastlands have not really shown very much research kicked out. I don't know. Norsca's got a lot of forts, doesn't it? See? They have been getting their forts up. The Ogres are also very big, if you see the size of their empire. I believe they've eaten one other faction, but I don't know where it is. We could do with some more scout coverage. There's a lot of things for us to spend our... We do have a lot of income, but there's a lot to spend it on, and it doesn't have to be troops. So we'll see. I think getting tons of crossbows is useful for basically all of our enemies. Crossbows are a very useful troop for us against them, so we will be doing that. But it'll have to wait for more income and more infrastructure. That's it for this turn. It's turn number 22. Completed our research in Conjuration, got to Pikemen, found a magic site, Enchanted Windmill. Enchanted Windmill's kind of a cool one. It's air gems population increase and supply increase. Kind of an evocative site. Whiffed on the rest. We see a battle in the Land of Plenty. Ooh. This is the main army of Altdorf. So we've got Demigryphs, some Reichsguard, a Knight's Griffin, some of their Knights of the Fiery Heart, Holy Guys, lots of mages, special character. Their god is there. He's pretty beaten up actually, but he is there. And they are casting, what do we got? Bark Skin, Moss Body, Body Ethereal, Personal Iron Skin. So not really big army buffs or anything. Gift of Giant Strength, Group Blur. Okay, some decent things. And then Nehekara's got nothing there. So we just get to see their army. Golem Range. This is a throne. This is a very tough throne. Lots of Forest Trolls. Forest Trolls have kind of terrible stats, but hit fairly hard. 30 damage. The Lion Tribe are irrelevant, but lots of Forest Trolls. And then Nehekara has got their stack of Harvesters and some Graveguard. They'll probably win this, because the Trolls are going to get hit by every attack the Harvesters make. The Harvesters had that very good Bless. And the Trolls' ability to hit the Harvesters is not great, because once they're blessed, their defense skill goes up to 13. So most of the time, the troll's going to miss. They will land some hits, but they're going to be getting their health back constantly. Because every attack they make will just hit a troll. So let's just fast forward through this. I think a couple of harvesters got clobbered there and died, but the trolls are just getting evaporated. Yeah, very straightforward. So 8 harvesters killed, only 24 of them brought. It really didn't require that much commitment, and they absolutely smashed. 98 forest trolls facing them down. A lot of armies would have struggled against that, but this is very well placed to deal with it. Got a battle in the Grey Mountains. This is Beastmen attacking Orcs. So yeah, Beastmen taking the opportunity of me playing conservatively, keeping out of their way to fight the Orcs. These battles are going to be they're just some province defense and some leftover troops. So I'm expecting quite a few provinces to get taken over by the Beastmen here, because they knew I wasn't moving in. Battle in Follerthrust. This is Bone Nose attacking the Ogres, so I guess there's a war going on there. So Bone Nose have got some War Boys and Savage Orcs, pretty straightforward. Ogres, just some province defense. Let's just see how they do. So they're not even blessing their War Boys. I guess they feel they don't need to. They'll just easily overwhelm this. We get a battle in Boat Eater. This is my 2 guys fighting underwater. Now, I was worried that this wouldn't work out. I thought it probably should, but we'll see. So we're buffing up. Triton Knights are pretty nasty, especially with the experienced star. They could definitely do some harm. And then Triton Troopers are actually pretty good too, and they've got those poison barbs, so they can inflict poison damage on the hoof attack of the Longma, for instance. So let's just fast forward through this first bit. So we've got our buffs off. Did he get hit straight away? Nope. We turn on the old coloured squares so we can see some injuries coming up. So far so good. He did pick up, he's got a never healing wound from taking like 1 hit point's worth of damage or something. That's weird. I mean, he will regenerate it because of his recuperation. I don't think we're killing them quick enough. Okay, problems begin. So this Dragon Blood, the mount has been poisoned. The mount can withstand quite a lot of poison. It's got a lot of hit points, so we'll see. Got hit again. The mount's poisoned even more. He took some minor hits. It's just... Oh, he took another hit. This is the Rider taking a hit too, which is not good. Oh, we've got... So Halcyon is now bleeding. Now, bleeding is very bad. So he doesn't have regeneration. He's got recuperation, but not regeneration. So is he just going to bleed to death, possibly? Bit more poison up here, but it's all on the mount. Come on, they're not going quick enough. This is the thing, not getting enough hits in. Oh, the bleeding's getting really bad. He's down to 20 hit points, and he's very fatigued, which is half the problem. We're not killing them quick enough. The mount there is taking a beating. And the mist form's gone. Yeah, it's not looking good. He is passed out, isn't he? Fatigue 124. And the bleeding. So they are now routing. But he is down to 10 hit points. Seven hit points. Has the poison worn off? Yeah, no more poison. So this one's fine. This guy, I think, is going to bleed to death. This is a classic way that thugs die. They take a hit and they just bleed to death. 4 hit points. Yeah, he's done. He bleeds to death in the ocean. And he was the one with the mace. Hopefully the other one picks the mace up. Yu Qiang, sorry. Some of these tricky pronunciations. Yeah, so that's not great. Let's have a look at the... Yes, he did pick up the mace. So we didn't lose the mace, but we did lose what is it, like 15 gems worth of equipment and a dragon blood on a not massively important thing. That was a bit cocky on our part there. Maybe should have been a bit more careful. Anyway, these things happen. Beastmen attacking an Ebis. Pretty strong stack. We've got a giant, we've got Bestigors, we've got Minotaurs. Is that Doombull at the back? It's a Gorbel. And they're against some Orc Province Defense. The Orcs really don't have anything here to stop the Beastmen after their failed capital attack. Beastmen are making short work of them. Battle at the fortress of Skavenblight. Is this the end of the Skaven? I don't think they were destroyed this turn. None of their forces are here, so their main army must have moved elsewhere. Must have stealthed outside or something. Well, okay. Well, Skavenblight's definitely going to be stormed here by this swarm of orcs. So how many did they lose? Smattering of orcs, nothing major. And Skavenblight's capital is gone. We'll look at that in a moment. Walden, dead right in their graves. Kunaral, Dominion goes down again. Bay Pond, Dominion goes down again. Wow, it's not that bad for us, I guess. The growth is interesting. Nern, dead right in their graves. Plague of Rats in Northia. We do have Province Defense there of 15, I think, so that'll clear itself up at some point. More Misfortunes, Spirewoods, and yeah, the Misfortune's kind of stinging us this turn. We've been lucky so far, now it's really getting us. And a few other players were mentioning how the story events being on the map being very big, lots of thrones, there's lots of triggers for like lots of independent attacks all over the world, so having forces ready to deal with that is quite important. A couple of worldwide events. We've got Extra Cold, which is not great for us. Mastema moves in the shadows. His presence can now be felt in Great Woods. Okay. I don't think that's in our territory. Then we've got a bunch of independent attacks. So Digmore, Earth Gnomes, Earth Elementals defeated by Vampiria. We get attacked in Walden by a bunch of undead. No, we're going to lose that. That's just not enough troops. These are militia. The heavy cavalry are okay, but yeah, so we lose that one in Walden. They've got about 40 odd things left. And then in Nern, I think it's going to be the same thing. Bunch of undead, and we've got even worse Province Defense in Nern. So do we kill anything there? Oh, we kill a few things, but again, 40 odd enemies remain. Battle in Beastlands. Oof, some Ivy King attack in their capital. That's a fairly straightforward one for them, so they've defeated those. Ebis. They got some undead attack because they've got these armies charging around. They're actually easily catching all of these independent attacks. It's kind of interesting. Blue Moss Forest, same thing. Independent attack, and it was just flattened. Then we've got our Palisades up in Spring Spires. Excellent. I was worried I was going to lose that at various points. We've got our Fortress up in Kunaral. That's good. And a heroic ability for Yu Qiang, the survivor of the two Dragonbloods. Very sad that his sibling died. So Yu Qiang got the heroic ability of Tough Skin. Pretty great. His protection is increased by his heroic ability, so yeah, he's tougher than he was. He is going to attack in Nern and deal with those soulless. I think we need to give him a slightly different script to me. So we don't want Water Shield and Ice Shield. We've got Personal Stone Skin. Now let's change all of this. So he is a fire and water, so he's mainly water. Quicken Self is probably going to be quite effective. So we'll do Quicken Self, Personal Iron Skin. Can you do Fire Shield since you're against a bunch of undead? Why am I not seeing Fire Shield? Oh, because he's underwater, so it's greyed out. Okay, Fire Shield. So Quicken Self, Personal Iron Skin, Fire Shield. Maybe that's enough. I don't know that I need the extra stuff from the Flying Shield. I don't think I need that. So do that and then attack real most enemies. So he'll go and deal with the enemy in Nern for me, and we're also sending our new Dragonblood, who is called Liu Bei, a very auspicious name. He is a Earth and Fire. I've been quite unlucky with them just all being Fire. Dragonblood Lord. Haven't got any threes yet. I'm gonna have to keep making Dragonbloods basically for the rest of the game. My capital's just gonna be making Dragonbloods because I really do need those spellcasters. So he's got a Flask of Holy Water. He does not have the Barding for the Longma, so he has to be a little bit more cautious. He's going up to Walden, where he will be using this script: Summon Earth Power to get the Reinvigoration, Personal Iron Skin, Fire Shield, Flying Shield, Hold, and then Attack Rear. So those two should be absolutely fine. This is one of the nice things about Dragonbloods. They can just quickly go and deal with those two provinces without me having to divert other troops to deal with them. I'm moving my troops back from the Beastmen because I don't want them to suddenly attack Obelshin and catch me. I'd rather just leave Obelshin a bit less protected. That is fine. Put the defense up by one. Why not? Try and catch some rats. Oh, no, that's a waste. I'll just leave it. And we're going to move back to Kunaral, where my troops will be patrolling there a bit more safety than just being out in the open. They can hide in that fortress or patrol there. Over here, we're moving a lot of troops to Akist. We're going to end up with more of the terracotta there. We're moving the terracotta that we did have gathered there into Blue Beauty. I'm hoping this is enough. It's going to be kind of embarrassing if I lose this again. The water province is really causing me all these problems, but it is good to get hold of these provinces. That's worth bearing in mind. It is very nice to have control of them. I'm going to continue patrolling here. I'm not sure why the knights didn't attack. I may have misunderstood the events, but I'm going to stay there for one more turn and then I'm going to move somewhere else. So we're just going to patrol there and preach. We're doing some preaching to try and get our Dominion back, where we've got loads of places where our Dominion's just gone because of all these events recently. These are the worldwide Dominion drop. We're losing our mercenaries, but that's fine. We are building a fortress here, so Spring Spires is going to get upgraded. And then next turn, probably we'll build a temple. We've got labs in Spring Spires, Akist, Kunaral. So we can be building mages. I should be building a mage here. We've only got one command point at the moment. Is there a way that I can swing that? If I don't buy these guys, yeah, that gives me enough money. Because I really should be getting these going. What do we need out here on the edge? The periphery. Got a bit of everything. I'll just have some more fire mages. That's fine. And we're going to recruit some crane warriors. So because I want to use everything, I haven't used crane warriors yet. These are the longbow guys. And they are, patrol bonus, air shields. They've got a few other things going for them, pretty good stats. But basically, they've got Cathay and longswords, which is nice. But they have longbows and they have really good precision. So they can just be added into the other stuff. They're potentially good against the harvesters. If I had loads of crane warriors, that'd actually be quite good against harvesters. Even though they've got pierce resistance, their protection is only 9, so they can be hurt by longbows. So it'd be a useful thing there. And they can be used against the Savage Orcs for sure. Interesting that the Savage Orcs are at war with... So it looks like Skaven Blight maybe retreated to there. I'm just going to go and take a look. Interesting that the Savage Orcs are now at war with the Ogres. Yeah, we'll have to try and get some more scouts out. I don't have that many at the moment. We'll get some more scouts out and see what we can see. Alright, I think that's everything for this turn, so I'll catch you in the next one. Was I going to... Oh, we're going to have a quick look at the Beastmen actually before I go. So you can see the Beastmen previously had lost all of these provinces to the Orcs. Mufath, Grey Mountains, I think Barnkish, Ebis. Yeah, quite a few to the Orcs, and they've basically just retaken them all. So they're able to fight back now for sure, which is good from our perspective. I want them fighting the Orcs and keeping that side busy. Having an opponent that's kind of stuck in a drag-out war is good because they won't attack you, and you don't end up with an opponent that's eaten them and a stronger opponent there. So we're doing okay there. We don't get the benefit of having finished them off and taken their territory, but that was always going to be quite costly, and we're playing conservatively. That's just how I've chosen to do Cathay. Except I wasn't conservative enough and lost one of my Dragonbloods. Very silly. At least we've got Yu Qiang. I think the other Dragonblood is not in the Hall of Heroes. Don't think he was. If I could remember how to get to the Hall of Fame, there it is. No, he's not there. Borrow the Neighbour's Light is there. The other one is not. he never made it there. So Yu Qiang is the one who was alive for a little bit longer. If you look at the Hall of Heroes, we're seeing some impressive stuff here. A bunch of them are dead, of course, but Skilla Anfingrim is at the top with 123 kills. He is, of course, an absolute beast, a blood beast, literally. And then we've got some tree men, 3 tree men. Stonefoot is that Doombull who's killed a bunch of stuff, 38 kills. It's always impressive when they're not the Prophet. Like, my Prophet having 44 kills is not impressive because he's just spiting stuff. It doesn't really matter. This is a bit more impressive, 17 kills for Yu Qiang, and he's got lots of experience. Thanks to the blessing, having heroism in it. Anything else interesting in here? No, a bunch of dead guys. Slaanesh has got an Exalted with 31 kills, pretty good. And Kurt Helborg has got 17 kills. He's obviously been fighting on the front lines a little bit. Alright, that's everything for this turn. It's turn number 23. Whiffed all of our site searching. This is the first turn in a while where we haven't found any sites at all, no medic sites with our searching. We get Blackcrag attacking Beastlands. Ooh. So Blackcrag have hired the Venara Chakram mercenaries. Don't have any experience stars, which is strange for mercenaries. We've got some Squig Hoppers and then just an assortment of stuff. Yeah. Oh, he's got the Crown of Command. That's why he's got so many Venara. Some goblins, some big uns, some night goblins, some wolf riders, just stuff. And then Beastmen have got their Prophet. They've got a bunch of Minotaurs with experience stars, and a bunch of experience starred Gores as well. That makes a big difference having those stars, and some Gaves. I would bet on Beastmen in this because the Chakram throwers are really terrible. Chakrams seem like they would be okay, but generally just they don't do that much damage, and yeah, they just seem to always underperform whenever I've used them. Oh, but they're doing okay. They did some damage with the Chakrams. It is a lot of them after all. They're really terrible in melee though. The mace is bad and their stats are bad. 14 protection. They'll last a little while at least. So we're getting some Gores kind of shot up, but the experience stars are going to make a big difference here. They've got the edge in stats for sure. And then there's some goblins. The big uns are not really in this fight particularly. The goblins are not really capable of doing very much. Oh, he did okay. So that was a nasty skulker. He kills a Gave. And the Venara have routed. So now they've got the problem that the Minotaurs are still like rampaging. And there's not really anything here that can stand up to them. They could probably beat the Gores in a fight, these troops, but not the Minotaurs. I like to see this. Bestigors with experience stars. Like to see some elite troops mixed in with the others. And yeah, that's a win. Is that on the defensive? Yeah, on the defensive win for the Beastlands there. The Orcs kind of too hurriedly committed, I think, thinking their mercenaries would do better than they did. If they hadn't routed, then they could have stayed around and done some more damage. Very, very low losses for Beastlands. 2 Gaves, 4 Gores. But they are being attacked by Khorne. This stack is much scarier than stuff we've seen before. They've even got some Devils. Bunch of Chosen, bunch of Chaos Warriors, and of course all to bless them. This stack here would take a serious investment from the Beastmen to beat. They don't have experience stars, but very strong. And there's just Province Defense there. So that's an interesting challenge for the Beastmen. That could probably knock over almost any province they have without a serious counter. We attack in Walden. These are the 2 provinces, or one of the 2 provinces that was attacked by the undead. We're on casts and buffs, you know, Earth Power, Iron Skin, Fire Shield, Flying Shield, something like that. And then they will attack rear. And because of the way this is laid out, I think they're just going to kill the Mountain Kings, so they won't even really have to fight the troops. Dragonblood's, you know, single commander with high morale, good at attacking rear. I don't know exactly how attack rear works with flying guys, but Pretty reliable when you've got a commander like this. Yeah, there you go. So one more whack. They should rout. Yep, there you go. Very straightforward. Cliff Coast, we've got Bone Nose attacking ogres. Another big Bone Nose stack. Have they got anyone to blast these wild boys? No. They've got some snotlings in there. I like to see that, some use of snotlings. They're very good lance catchers. No, no blessing or anything, just using wild boys without the blessing. And then the ogres just don't really have anything, so this is a very one-sided fight. They lost a snotling and a wild boy. They lost a wild boy? Very strange. I guess they just ran ahead and got hit. Battle in Nern, same thing as before, but this time not with the snow. 2 Mound Kings. Let's fast forward. If the Mound Kings stay at the back, then we're going to attack rear and kill them. And a really easy way to win. I did the script so that they would beat all of them, but it's fine if they just beat the Mound Kings and win that way. Let's have a look. Yep, there you go. Mound King's gone, routed. So those are very straightforward. And then Llama, we get Bone Nose. So they've got Blessing. Blessing himself. Is he positioned to cast? It's kind of odd positioning. Eagle Eyes, okay. They're against some undead. That many long dead's pretty tough. What's he planning on doing? Oh, Group Buckskin. So he's positioned him so that as they go past, he'll cast Group Buckskin. And then Final Rest. Okay, so he's casting Banishments. That'll help. I would say this isn't a lot of Orc boys, but they should win. With the Banishment being cast. The Soulless aren't really a problem, they just need to break these long dead. And they've killed a bunch of them already. So we just need the Orc boys to do their job here. So they kill some. Long dead actually have good stats in Dominions. Better than the boys, just skill-wise. Oh, they're shooting the Soulless with the Banishment. This is where it's gone wrong. If the Banishment was hitting here, they would break the long dead. But it's not, it's hitting the Soulless. That is unfortunate. I think that has cost them the battle. Yeah, they don't have enough boys. A few more troops, another priest, that would have been fine. As a low effort, low commitment attempt there. But yeah, it's always good when our neighbours are losing battles to Indies. We like to see that. Speaking of a neighbour and Indies, Vampiria. Oh, let's take our bets here. Vampiria are attacking. They've got a bunch of Graveguard. These are pretty high quality, Graveguard. You know, good stats and everything. Tough, hit very hard. And they are fighting Fiends of Darkness, who have not got any experienced stars. Some of them have got afflictions. Strange. They must have taken a province earlier, I guess. There's not that many of them, and they're only 2 per square. So they're going to fly over. Yeah, this is an easy win for Vampiria. They don't have the attack density. It's not dark. Yeah, so they're just going to get chopped up. Fiends of Darkness are good units with buffs in the dark in particular, but their protection is low. They've got a lot of hit points, but low protection. And then their Venomous Claws, poison doesn't do anything to the undead, and 15 damage is not really reliable against 17 protection. So a very straightforward, clean win for Vampiria. Vampiria player is pretty good, I think. Blue Beauty. This is us attacking with our Claymen, our Terracotta Soldiers. We're attacking the remains of this. I have to think I'll win this. It's a bit embarrassing if I lose this. A second attempt. I mean, I spent 10 fire gems total trying to get this province now, and I've lost a bunch of terracottas. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, we're fine. As long as they just killed enough right at the start, which they did, we can weather some casualties and just poke our way through. Cool, that province is mine. Right, unexpected events. Spirewoods lose some population. Okay. Spring Spires attacked by the undead. Okay. Muspel, this is the night attack that we were expecting last turn, but it obviously took a bit longer. Akist, losing Dominion, gaining income and growth. Okay. There's so much loss of Dominion everywhere. Obelshin, we lose 10 defense. That's a bit annoying. I think we're on 18, so we're down to 8. We get 12 Astral Pearls. That's very good. That's worth losing the defense over. Dunes of Death, lose some Dominion. Good lord. Oh, and that is one we need to deal with longer term. There's a false prophet preaching there. Foreseen a major event. Everything gets colder and more unrest worldwide in 3 months' time. Wow. Okay. Everyone's income is going to be messed up by all these indie attacks and things. So Spring Spires, we're attacked by some undead. We have a big force there. I don't need to watch that. It's a very easy one. We do lose province defense, but yeah, they regenerate, of course. Muspel. We've got the knights. That's 4d6 knights. That's quite a lot of knights. We have not got our militia positioned correctly, so the knights are probably going to go past them, which is a shame. I wanted them to get destroyed. There'll still a bunch of them will get killed, but we've got crossbows, we've got monks with some blessing, but not much, and we've got some cavalry that are on attack rear. So, what's going to happen here? They're going to go through. They're going to kill this province first. They're going to kill a bunch of crossbows, kill some monks. That's unfortunate. We just don't have enough blessing for them all to be blessed. These guys are going to go and kill these militia, and then they're going to come fight it. We'll win overall, but we're going to lose more than I was hoping to lose. Our crossbows are probably going to kill some of our monks too. So how many of our monks are blessed? Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Let's turn the coloured squares on so we can see properly. Monks are perfectly good against knights. I won't lose many. I might lose like 5 or 6. We lost some militia and the rest are routed. That's always annoying. Our guys have killed them around the back. So our cavalry will come and help the monks now, which will mean we won't take many more casualties. But the crossbows, I'm sure, are killing some of our guys. And that's the knights pretty much routed. Oh, stop shooting. So how much did we lose? Oh, 3 monks. And the afflictions they get don't matter because they can rejuve from those. 29 militia. Okay. I can live with that. I'm glad I left the troops there. That was 37 knights, which for 4d6 is a high roll. Yeah, that's... How did... I mean, it's exploding dice, right? So 4d6 turning into 37 knights means that several explosions happened. That's where you get a 6 on a d6 and then it rolls it again and adds it. And if it gets another 6, it just keeps exploding. So, yeah, we were unlucky there to get that many. We also didn't manage to kill off all of our militia, but more than half. Because they're just a drain on our upkeep. Found a scout and killed him. Mercenaries left. And then we have our first national death. I'll try to... I didn't see Ulthuan whatsoever during this game. Obviously, they're far away from me. I'll try to get a comment from the player onto what happened there. I didn't really see any of that. I presume they just got invaded, but they got Dominion killed. So maybe they got sieged into their fort and Dominion killed. I'm really not sure. It could have just been all these Dominion events. That would be sad if they were doing okay and had like a few provinces, or even maybe they had a large number of provinces. They've just got Dominion killed. That means their neighbours will just be able to eat them up. What are we doing this turn? Lots of consolidating and not very much else, honestly. We're not really attacking anywhere. There's nowhere to take back from Indies. We've been fairly successful on that. We're going to do some site searching, of course. I'm going to send my Dragonblood down to systematically search all of these sites, and we're going to search all of these underwater provinces, and we're going to search over here in the wasteland with Liu Bei. Moving our troops around, preparing to be attacked by somebody. You can see Blue Beauty that we took over is a really good province, so I'm going to just get rid of that unrest and then move my guys out of there, but that's a very nice province to have. It's very vulnerable because the vampires can so easily go underwater and just take it with anything they want, but we have got it for now. And yeah, everywhere else we're just recruiting, and we're doing a bit of building. We're building a temple over in Spring Spires because we've already got the lab, getting the fortress up. So we're recruiting a Fire Rain Wagoneer. That's a thing that I think will be useful against the vampires. A Fire Elementalist. In a Keist, obviously we're getting more monks if we can. Some crossbows and a Herbalist. We've got a monk here who's got diseased, but we've got a Herbalist present, so they should just fix that because they're disease healers. Uh, Back in the home, we're doing our Dragonblood Lord and more monks. Just more monks is what I always want to be getting. We've got a good bless, and they have halved upkeep and are just generally good against all of our enemies. More monks in the east, and a fire elementalist. So it's just mages and monks that we're spending on, and we're just getting rid of kind of pockets of unrest and stuff, patrolling them out and trying to protect ourselves against indie attacks. A bug that I have noticed is that when I got attacked by independents and lost a province, I kept the true imperial harmony there. That should have gone, so I'm going to fix that for the next version. That's an unfair advantage to Cathay, so I'll get rid of that. You can see the patches, like the the, um, the dominions not happening in a lot of our provinces because of all these events knocking it away. So we do need to work on that. I mean, what we could do, because we've got a pretty outstanding economy, particularly I think everyone else's economy is kind of being beaten up by all of these events, so we're kind of weathering it better. A thing that we can do is build a big core of temples. The problem with Cathay doing that is that our temples are much more expensive. So normally temples cost 500 and labs cost 600, and for Cathay it's 700 for a temple. So temple is very expensive. Let me just double. Can I double check that? Is it going to tell me from here? 700 for a temple. See, that's the kind of thing where I would accidentally mess my turn up. 700 for a temple. How much for a lab do I have a person sitting in a random province? Yeah, there we go. Lab 600, yeah. There we're going up there to site search. Yeah, we need to be thinking about what we're doing next. Obviously, we're still going up enchantment. We're just investing into our economy and getting mages. We don't really have a preferred war target. I was kind of expecting somebody to attack me, and the fact that they're not, I'm okay with. I could just build lots of scouts and watch other people's fights. But I'd rather not just sit here doing nothing until the late game. That's that way madness lies. So we might have to take action. Maybe we got an opportunity to attack Bone Nose. I don't know. I feel like as soon as I attack somebody, I'm going to get attacked by one of the other two neighbours. Let's wait and see for a few more turns and really concentrate on getting our research going, because we now have multiple forts. We can afford mages. We can also upgrade our fort. This is a big thing for Cathay. We can sit here upgrading forts. We've got oh, we can't do it there. Yeah, because we're already upgrading. Sorry. We've got commanders that can. Well, we have the ability to make better forts and get extra commander point bonus. So it makes sense for us to do it. Get those forts as strong as possible, and we can get temples. They're just really expensive, but we can't. They don't cost any upkeep after that. So if we invest in temples and fort them up and just keep doing that, that'd work out. The other thing that I've put a lot of money into this turn is in Spring Spires. I've put the defense up to 40 because we want to get a bastion in every single fort and get those free terracotta warriors flowing because they're very nice and they're upkeep free. That's everything for this turn, and I think everything for this video probably. I don't know how I'm going to chop up the turns actually, so I shouldn't say that, but I'll see you next turn.